Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Trending with Rice and Cookie. I'm Rice.
And I'm Cookie, and today we are playing more Donkey Kong Country 2. And we're in a bit of a pickle. We don't have lives at this point because we weren't able to go through and stock up on lives beforehand because we don't have access to Funky Kong. So we are just gonna make it work and hope for the best.
Watch out for the guy on the left. Oh, never mind. There's a guy on the left coming up.
I see.
And then watch out for the guy with the hook, because that's how we both died last time.
I know, he's still there. You know, this level always strikes me as like a true Donkey Kong Country 2 classic.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just because like the first time we actually played through the game, like this one took us a long time, or like, I don't know. But if I'm thinking of levels late in the game, this one always comes into my head.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some levels that are kind of forgettable.
Yeah.
But this one, yeah, it always stands out to me.
We're getting the bananas.
Trouble is, I gotta get the game music going. I don't have it. There we go. That's better. Hopefully there's no echo on your end with that.
I don't hear anything.
Perfect.
Better than sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Well,
you are a goner there.
You are killing it.
Oh, thanks. I was thinking the thing was gonna come up.
It's
no? Okay.
Yeah. I wonder if there was like something really good down there that we could have gotten.
There probably was.
Probably lives.
Ooh.
Look, we're halfway. Look at that.
And there's you. Darn it. Well, Cookie, so I made my first batch of yogurt.
Oh yeah, how'd it go?
Well, the thing is, like, the first batch they say a lot of times is, ends up being runny.
Sorry, there was the arrow. I had to trust it.
I know, that's fine.
Yeah, you said it was gonna be a little runny.
Yeah, it could have been a hidden thing. Yeah, so it was a little on the runny side. It doesn't have tons of flavor. Like, you know how a regular yogurt... I died at the same place. You know how regular yogurt kind of has a tang to it?
Yeah.
So, like, this one doesn't really have a tang, which, like, at first I'm like, this is really weird. But then I had a little more. I'm like, you know what? Like, I could get used to this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I made a second batch today, but I haven't tasted it yet. So,
I was thinking about trying again.
That's okay. But yeah, and I want to try some of the other ones, but I think I really should finish the kefir I have first.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still have one more package of that.
Gotcha.
Something about making kefir next week. And then I'll try some of the other yogurts, and maybe I'll bring some samples to you so that you can try them.
Well, I would love that. Darn it.
Oh, you were doing so well, too.
I feel like, I don't know, in the past we probably just, like, stood in that single spot and just jumped over them, or, like, stayed in place or something.
I don't know, but I'm gonna make it past the second guy here.
All right.
Haha.
Did you do anything special for Martin Luther King Jr. Day?
You know, I didn't. Did you?
Well, I had originally planned to dedicate the day to working on my movie.
Oh, see, I thought you meant, like, do something to celebrate Martin Luther King.
I'm just saying, like,
talking about the day in general.
I'm just saying the day in general. You know, it was a day off of work, so I was just curious if you did something. So.
Well, I had a whole bunch of like household chore kind of stuff that I kept meaning to do, but kept like procrastinating.
Yeah.
So I cleaned the bathtub. I did some work on my bike tires. What else did I do? Can't really think of what else I did.
Oh man.
But yeah, I was just doing kind of like house, and I exercised with one of my friends virtually. Yeah, I just kind of did a whole bunch of.
Oh darn it! I would have been fine. But it's fine because now we know the level even better. Yeah, so that's fine.
Oh, well, I was going to sew some clothes that like have been piling up because I need to sew them.
Yeah.
I didn't end up sewing them on Monday, but because I was looking at my list of things to do on Monday, and I'm like, wow, this list is getting really long. So then I decided to sew a little bit on the weekend. So like I sewed a little on Saturday, I sewed a little on Sunday. So then, since Monday I ran out of time, it was okay. Because I'm like, oh well, I've already sewn some.
Yeah. Darn it. Oh my gosh. And honestly, I could have stayed on the left. I didn't realize it. Well, I sewed because I also have a pile of clothes that need to be sewn. So I had a bunch of like jeans of Argus's where they'll like, the seam will break or whatever because he's worn them so much.
Oh, I ruined it.
That's okay.
I was hoping if he wasn't on screen, he wouldn't hit us.
I had considered that as a possibility. Yeah, so I think it was last week I worked on sewing projects. I still have more sewing projects, but I figured I'd...
Yeah.
No. I'd wait on those.
I ended up sewing, so like one of my dress shirts for work...
Okay, go ahead.
I thought you were getting squished. So one of my dress shirts for work, the buttons were getting loose, so I tightened all the buttons. Which there were only 4 buttons, so like it wasn't it wasn't a huge endeavor.
Yeah.
One of CU Tiger's flannel shirts, one of the buttons had fallen off, and he didn't have the button anymore. So luckily I had a button that was pretty close to what his shirt has. So I sewed that for him. I sewed, we had a hand towel that one of the seams had come undone, so I just re-sewed that seam, and that was really easy. One of my pairs of pants had a hole in them, so I sewed that. Yeah, it was pretty good, but I still had a couple more things to sew, and I just didn't get around to them on Monday.
Yeah.
It was really nice having Monday off, though.
It was nice.
Are you gonna see if there's anything down there?
I thought about it, but I'm such a coward.
That's fine.
But yeah, so as I said, I was going to work on my movie, and then, once you know it, I lost. Well, so, okay, there was an actual reason why I didn't. Because I had recently found out that one of my friends, his mom had died of cancer, recently. And so I was like, I should, bake some things and send them in the mail, because it's always fun to get mail. And then, hopefully they would, at least make him feel better.
Yeah.
So really the whole day was dedicated to baking. I made brownies, as you know. And then I also made peanut butter cookies. And I also made cutout cookies too, because I wanted to have a good variety in there, because I was like, I don't really know what his favorite thing is. So I didn't do chocolate chip because I was like, I want to try these brownies. So I didn't want to overload him with chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's really what I did. And then I also made chili that night, and I also made cornbread to go with the chili. I literally spent all day in the kitchen. It was from like 10:30 a.m. to like 6:30 p.m. I swear. I was just in the kitchen the whole time.
Yeah, I sewed a lot. Or not sewed. I cooked a lot on, I think, Saturday. Or Sunday. I don't remember which day, but I was just like, I'm doing a lot of cooking.
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't gonna work.
Yeah, it's not really how I wanted to spend my day off, but at the same time, I was like, I did want to send all of these things.
Yeah.
But I was kind of kicking myself.
Did you get it in the mail?
I don't think yet, because so we shipped it on Tuesday, because you know Monday was a holiday, so.
Oh, that's right.
And Sunday, there's no post on Sundays, so. So yeah, we shipped it on Tuesday. So I don't think it's gotten there yet, but it'll probably get there pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. So the work I did on my bike. So I went to this like last year. No, it must have been 2 years ago. I went to this like learn how to change a bike flat.
Yeah, I remember.
Like tire flat. But the thing is, like, since I went to that, I've never practiced it.
Gotcha.
And when I went to the thing, the people at the bike shop were like, "Wow, these tires are like really hard to get off." And I took that to mean that because I use my bike on the trainer in the basement.
Yeah.
So I took that to mean like, oh, I'm spending so much time on the bike without ever, doing any tire maintenance. So like the rubber's not getting
stretched
malleable at all. Yeah, it's just kind of like getting fixed in the same position.
Yeah.
So I decided that every few months, at least like during the winter, I'm gonna try.
He was going to die.
Yeah. Yeah, so I decided that every few months I'm going to not change the tire, but like take the tire off of the bike and then like put that one tool, like go around it so that the outer tire is off the rim. And then, and then just putting it back on. And I think the more I do that, the more comfortable I'll be with it, the more flexible my tires will be. And if I were to ever get a flat, it would be a whole lot easier to fix.
Yeah.
So,
that sounds like a very good thing to know how to do.
Yeah, and so the thing is, it took me a really long time to do because I was just going really slow. You ran right into him.
No, because I was spinning into him because I was thinking it was like a porcupine, and it was not a porcupine.
Oh my gosh. I knew. I just didn't jump.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, so I figured, I'm like, well, this is at least like a good thing to know. But the whole thing took me like probably an hour and a half to 2 hours, just because like, I was getting acquainted with my bike and all that. Yeah, it took a little longer than I expected. Oh, I remember what else I did, and it took a while because I was logging my menstrual charts into Excel.
Oh, okay.
Because currently I do it all by hand. Because I've tried doing apps and I don't like them. So I decided that I was going to log it all in Excel. And, I would do it at the end of each month. Like,
Right.
But the thing is, like, I had a backlog of like a year that I had to log into Excel. And it took me hours. Like, I started before lunch, like 11:30. And I think I finished at 3:30 or 4 because it's like as soon as I came home, I'm like, well, there's the end of my day.
I had I mean that reminds me that so I'm starting to type up my the Harry Potter adventures in general, the Harry Potter adventures. Yeah, all my notes. So I had started doing it during our session. Darn it, that last one always gets me. At the end of the last session, or I guess during the last session, I was kind of trying to type them up and catch up. But I was like, this isn't a good use of time, you know? Then the session ended. I was like, okay, I'm going to give myself homework and I'm going to just work on this. And I have not yet done that, but it's going to take a while.
We are in uncharted territory.
We are. Good luck. You can do it. We're both here, so...
Oh my gosh.
I wish she wasn't so slow, and I know I shouldn't blame her because I'm also probably slow. It's all right. You know, we're getting better at the level as we go, so...
Yeah, I figured out the bees.
Yeah. You know, I swear last time I just kind of pressed start and it took care of it, but right now it's like not.
It's because I'm player 1.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, why would Dixie be player 1? Okay.
Yeah, now you're in control.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So during my morning, well, actually, I've been doing this for a while now on weekends, then also holidays where I have the day off. I start out the morning by sleeping in, and then I make myself a pot of tea, and I eat the tea.
You eat the tea?
I drink the tea. You're right. I drink the tea, and then that usually takes like a while. But while I drink the tea, I watch Mushishi, because I'm going through and watching that again. And you know, there was one day, because I'll usually watch like 2 or 3 episodes. There was one day where all 3 episodes were like really solid ones. And I was like, you know, I'll have to remember these and tell Rice, because I know you're still not sold on the show. I guess I feel like...
it's not that I'm not sold on it. Like, I like the concept, but I think it's more just like... I prefer watching something a little happier.
Okay. I mean, I feel like it's, in general, I would like classify it as a mystery. Cause like,
okay.
I mean, each episode's not like he's totally a detective, like solving problems. But I mean, like he does solve problems, but it's kind of more like, you know, he finds out what the story is, and then he's like, oh, it's this Mushi. And then, you know, he helps people solve it, and sometimes the people don't listen to his advice because of, you know, emotional reasons or whatever. So as I was telling Argus, it's kind of more like a, I kind of treat it as a show, like, while it's not happy, I feel like it's about, like, the human condition and how our emotions and our, like, sentimentality to things, like, can really cloud our judgment and make us, like, not choose the right decisions and stuff. But anyways, all 3 episodes were really good. None of them were happy per se, but I would say though that not all of them, like some of them have like a sad ending, and not all of them had sad endings.
All right.
Yeah, so that was you know, that's how I've been spending my mornings on weekends and holidays.
Well, I spend my mornings, well, I can't sleep in.
Well, because of Ripley, or just because you wake up so early all the time?
I think just because I wake up so early all the time that even on the weekends, like, you know, I'll have to go to the bathroom at like 5:30, and then I won't be able to go back to sleep.
I've gotten better about that. I can go back to sleep these days.
I mean, every once in a while I can. Like, there was one day where I woke up, I think at 7, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. And actually there was one day recently where I see Tiger slept in until, I think maybe 7:30. This was just last weekend. He slept in really late because he had to do like a couple really long shifts at work, and he's still doing his like, well, actually he just finished his January session for school.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like that whole week he was like really stressed and very energy drained. So yeah, so he slept in really late that weekend.
I survived.
Yeah, you did. Did you watch me do this part?
Well, no, I already knew how to do this part, so you just gotta, you know, weave with the bees.
Yeah. Grab the barrel.
You're absolutely right. I forgot about this guy. I'm sorry, that stinks. I'm so sorry. That could have totally worked out differently if, you know, I grabbed the barrel like you said.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't enunciate.
But you said grab the barrel, and my first thought was literally like, I don't need no barrel. So it was my own fault.
Because I had grabbed it when I was doing that part.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I was playing it, I needed you in the barrel, and that's why I grabbed it. But then I saw that guy, I'm like, oh, good thing I grabbed this barrel.
Right. Okay, we'll do it differently. I mean, assuming I stay alive until then, because I might die. Who knows? Well, I have some exciting news to tell you. Well, I mean, to me, it's exciting. I've started watching The Mandalorian.
I was gonna say more exciting than my yogurt story.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, The Mandalorian. What do you think of it?
Well, so we had started by watching one episode a day. You know, that's our usual. So from the very first episode, I was like, this is better than any Star Wars movie like that exists, because like I just found the story more interesting, and like, you know, I mean, and plus he's like so cool with his armor and stuff. So I was like, this is already like a billion times better than normal Star Wars.
Like, I love
I know. And the thing is, like, I was really sad because, you know, I'd definitely know every time the awesome Mandalorian music came on during an episode, like whether they're walking across a desert or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. And then
get the barrel.
Oh shoot! I'm so sorry. For some reason, I didn't think this was the part.
I don't know how you're still here.
I have no idea either. That makes, because I got the barrel and then I let myself out.
Oh.
I grabbed the barrel and then I died. So I think that's what happened.
Darn it.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, when the first episode, not on the first episode, but the first episode where the song didn't come on during the episode and it only came on at the credits, I was like, the song wasn't in the episode. But yeah, I really enjoy it. And so we finished season 1 yesterday. We watched 2 episodes yesterday. Since it was kind of like a 2-parter finale, kind of.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed everything. And I
like the girl soldier.
I do too, and
I don't remember her name.
I don't know anyone's names.
Mando.
Well, that's not really his name though. Every time they say
we're gonna go left. Oh no, we're not. Darn it.
Every time they say oops, sorry. Every time they say Mando, I think of Lando, and I'm like, I don't think that. I spun. I swear I spun.
That's okay. I messed it up.
So,
every time they said Mando.
Every time they said Mando, I thought that, like, I kept thinking of Lando. So I feel like, you know, it's too similar. But that's my only complaint that's literally my only complaint with the show.
Who's Lando?
Lando from like the original trilogy. You know Lando.
Yes.
He's friends with Harrison Ford.
Oh.
Han Solo. You know, they go to his palace, and then Han Solo's like, oh yeah, this is my friend, and then he totally turns his back on them.
I guess I don't remember.
He had the Millennium Falcon for like a long time.
I mean, I haven't seen the original movies in a very long time.
I'm surprised that See You Tiger hasn't made you watch.
I think I've only seen them like, I mean, I saw them the one time in high school, and I think since then I've maybe only seen them once.
Okay, well, Lando is a pretty important character. Okay,
Okay.
he even comes back in the new trilogy too.
Oh, I guess I don't remember him then.
Whatever. He's friends with Chewbacca. I know how we both feel about Chewbacca, but Lando's cool. Okay, he's cool.
Okay.
And okay, so I was also going to say, because yeah, you said he likes the girl soldier. I liked her also. She was pretty awesome. I also really like the robot.
Oh yeah, the protector guy.
Well, because I even liked him before, before he became a nurse droid.
I love him as a nurse droid.
I do too. I liked him though when he was a killer also, because he actually in general his like voice. I keep doing that.
Oh my gosh, there was no way you could have survived that.
I could have tried to helicopter. I should try helicoptering and see if it helps. But anyway, so the droid, he sounds and like kind of looks like a robot in My Time at Portia, and so every time I see the droid, I think of that character. And I just think he's really cool. I like him because he's also kind of makes me think of the robots in Interstellar.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the droid. Really, it was like every time Mando met someone new, I was like, this person's cool, like Pig Face Man, and I mean,
oh yeah,
and like the woman that was like watching the child, and also all the time he just leaves the child like behind him and just trusts like no one's gonna just take it. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'd be watching that thing like a hawk, and I feel like he's way too like he'll be fine. I don't like it. I'm shocked that the child hasn't been kidnapped by now.
You learn the child's name in the second season, and I was not happy with what they picked.
Oh, okay. Well, so yeah, we started the second season today. So yeah, they just killed that big, shark, sand shark thing.
Mm-hmm.
Again, when they met that guy, I was like, this guy is pretty cool. I mean, when he started out, he's like, I'm the one who gives orders around here. I'm like, so are you like a bad guy to this village? I'm like, are they going to be happy if you're gone? But that's not the way the episode played out. Yeah,
I hate this part.
Darn it. Okay, well, I think helicoptering will work. I just have to, get my strategy good.
Okay, so maybe once we get to that part, I will, let you go ahead.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Switch stats.
But yeah, so that's my big news. Watching Mandalorian, finally. I'm really behind the curve on this.
We did start the stream, right? I'm just checking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, like, there's no one here, just us talking. Like, which, that's fine. That's, Oh, I should have saved you so I could... Whatever.
Yeah.
Too late.
I'm trying to think of what else. Well, so I've been watching that one, not a TV show, it's a website. The place I want to go cross-country skiing, I've been checking their website
Okay.
Daily to make sure that they're open. They don't post updates about the snowshoeing. They do post about the skiing and snowmobiling though.
Okay.
So I know that they've gotten a lot more snow than what we've gotten here. So they say that like the trails are open. Yeah, I figured I'd give them a call. The thing is, like, if you're snowshoeing, you're not going to see us at all, really.
I know, and that's okay. I don't want to cross-country ski, so I'm fine with that.
Well, I mean, I almost feel like then you should just go somewhere else where you
I
don't have
might.
to try and find us in the parking lot.
Well, no, I
And-
wouldn't expect you to. You know, there's no point in waiting for me. We're gonna be on separate trails. Like it doesn't.
Okay, well, so then don't feel obligated to come if you're
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
might.
see,
I might go somewhere different. I don't know.
Because yeah, since they charge, it's like. Though I will say, like, since it is a golf course, like it would probably be a pretty interesting
How much do they charge?
place. I think for snowshoeing it's 12.
Okay.
Because cross country skiing they charge 20, but then I was like, well, you know, if you were gonna try and rationalize it, it's like if you were to go downhill skiing, I looked at lift tickets just like
They're
for fun.
ridiculously expensive. Oh my
They
gosh,
are
what a
so
disaster.
expensive. Yeah, they're so expensive. It's like I was looking for like the cheapest, which would be like a weekday. I think the cheapest I saw was like either 40 something or 50 something. Oh my gosh, this was stupid. Yeah, it was ridiculously expensive.
It's pricey.
Yeah, so I was like, well, you know, cross country skiing is way cheaper than that.
Yeah.
Even if like I'm doing my rentals and all that. But I mean, they have a
Is it
they have a trail.
$20 with the rentals?
No, it's 20 rental plus 20 trails. Because they have a grooming machine. So like they take really good care of their trails, so that's why they make you pay.
I did cartwheel. Or I'll spin, whatever.
Yeah. Her spin's not as good as Diddy's.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is identical. I think I just implement it badly.
It's possible.
Yeah, I was gonna see, because I know we don't have much snow around here.
We have none. Like we got a couple inches one day, and then after that, like it melted the next day, and we haven't gotten any since.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, like maybe they don't have snow either, but no, they definitely do. And
No.
I think, Sea Tiger said it's supposed to snow. They're getting more like effect snow tonight.
Okay.
Down in the South Downs, and they're like east of East Aurora.
Okay. Yeah, my cause my supervisor at work, he lives like, oh my gosh, it was coming back. He lives like even further south, or like I don't know how to exactly describe it. I guess it's South Towns. And he said he's got like 2 feet of snow. No,
Springville.
it's like on the way to Springville.
Okay.
But I think pretty close. So yeah, he said they've got 2 feet down there, so it's a lot of snow.
Yeah, so the skiing place, they say that they had, they said they got like 6 inches of snow, and I think they got 6 inches like 2 days in a row, and then they say that the packed ski trail is like 2 to 4 inches of packed snow. Yeah, so, and like, really the main reason why we're going there is because they do the rentals, because they're the only place I've seen this year that's doing rentals for skiing. Cross-country skiing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, well, I really want, oh, this was wrong.
That's fine.
I was like, I really want to embrace winter, and I want to try doing more winter sports, so I figured, you know, we'll give the skiing a shot, see how it goes. The thing is, so they have a trail map posted on their website, and it's just like, it looks exciting because they have like, you know, they have the like the green circle and the blue squares, like they have difficulty levels. They have some trails that are lit at night, but we're going in the morning, so you know, we're not going to see that. But I was like, well, hey, if it turns out we really like it, you know, we could buy some, like, our own cross-country skis, and then we would just pay the $20. And I'm like, because the thing is, like, in the summer, we do a lot of stuff outside, because it's like, oh, we do triathlons, we golf.
Why don't I just try and kill them? That might work better, right?
I don't know. I think it's easier to avoid, but
Yeah.
yeah. So my point is, like, we do a lot of stuff in the summer to enjoy summer weather, and it's like in the winter, I always feel just so cooped up because we don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, if I can get so my supervisor at work, he is a big time skier. He's a big skier and a big golfer. So like for him, it's like, oh, when golfing season's done, it's like, hey, it's almost time for ski season. And it's like always something for him to look forward to. And I'm like, I want something like that. So yeah, so if it turns out that I like cross country skiing, then I can get my own skis, and then every time I want to go skiing, even if I want to fork over the $20 to have the nice groomed trails, like, hey, I think that might be worth it because I mean, there's a whole bunch of other places where you can ski.
Mm-hmm.
This place is probably like just like one of the nicest places locally. But I saw that Fort Niagara. Fort Niagara? Yeah. Fort Niagara has some cross country ski trails, and you can snowshoe there too.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, if we get into this, like, there's places to go. That one got me too.
Well, thank you. You at least got me to this point. That's huge.
Don't forget to get the barrel for me.
I know. I won't.
It'll protect you too.
Yep. Well, not quite the same way it protects you.
Oh, true. Because I thought she was gonna be too slow.
I was definitely concerned. All right. So much for helicoptering. Why do I do this to myself?
Oh my gosh.
Confirmed. I have a strategy though, for real this time. I will do it if I can get there.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm excited to try the skiing, and then if it turns out that we're like, skiing, like, because the thing is, like, I would probably.
Oh, just kidding. I was doing a test run of my plan. It didn't work.
These guys move slower though.
Okay.
Their boomerangs are slower, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and so then if it turns out that we're like, hey, like, cross country skiing isn't really our thing, then we'll get some snowshoes, and because the thing that for me, the thing that really appeals about snowshoes is that you can basically go to like any park and use them.
Mm-hmm.
But in my mind, the bad news about snowshoeing is that you need 6 inches of snow.
Also, the other bad news is that to me, there's nothing better than like, going somewhere that has like no one has walked there yet. Because that's the problem with snowshoeing is like once you go somewhere and someone's already walked the path, it's like I want to go through the fresh snow. Yeah, exactly. So that's my issue with snowshoeing. Like I enjoy it and it's exhausting. But yeah, I like to go places where no one's been before.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Because remember when we did that snowshoe for a day thing down at Delaware Park?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, like, here's this giant open field. And I'm like, awesome. So I like took off running.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't remember, but it was like all fresh snow.
Yeah, I do remember.
It was great. And I was like, oh man, if snowshoeing's always like this, that's amazing. But yeah, I'm excited to see how the skiing's gonna go. Because I mean, since it is kind of pricey, since we don't have our own skis, we're planning on spending a decent amount of time there.
Yeah.
Because like I'm thinking about trying to go like as soon as they open, if we can. The thing is, like, tomorrow's my farmer's market day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible that like we won't get there right when they open, but I think so long as we get there in the first hour. So like, I'm like, well, if we start skiing around 10, then I'm like, we could ski until like noon or 1 or something. So yeah, so we'll see. And we're gonna bring. I wanted to bring it with us. The Sea Tiger doesn't think we should because we don't know what we're doing. But I wanted to bring thermoses of hot chocolate because they have a couple. They have a couple warming houses along the trails that you can go to. So I'm like, oh, like wouldn't it be nice if we like went into this little warming hut and had some cocoa?
Yeah.
And but then Sito's like, well, you know, what if like we don't know what these warming huts are gonna look like for one. And I'm going down here. Oh, there's the O. Oh, and I missed it.
Yeah, I guess that's all there is. I mean, I would guess it's like the one for when we went snowshoeing at the county forest. I would assume they're like that.
Maybe. But so then I was like, well, and I guess with COVID, like we don't really want to be around people, so I was like, yeah, maybe it's better if we don't go into the warming hut. And Sea Tiger was, he was more concerned about, you know, if we were to bring the cocoa in backpacks, and what if we were to fall, and what if somehow the cocoa came out, and, or not he wasn't worried about the cocoa. He was worried about, like, if the cocoa were to somehow, like, stab us in the back or something if we fell. That was his concern.
I see. I honestly thought you were gonna go like
I hate this porcupine.
I thought you were gonna say, what if sorry, words. What if the hot cocoa, you know, spilled and like, you know, yes, it's sad about the cocoa, but the real concern was that then you would get like really wet from the cocoa, and that then maybe you could get hypothermia because you're wet and like your clothes would be getting wet too.
Yeah, it is supposed to be really cold this weekend. That's the downside. But I'm just super excited about trying this new sport that you know, I'm not as concerned about the cold.
But also, yeah, darn it, I shouldn't have jumped. I feel like at least with snowshoeing, I feel like I'm always working so hard that my hands and like in general, I don't get cold. So I imagine cross country skiing is like that too.
Yeah, I've been looking at a lot of like skiing versus snowshoeing pros cons list. And they say like as far as energy goes that they're just about the same.
Yeah.
I mean, they list a whole bunch of differences on the thing, but yeah, they say as far as like getting a workout, like, you know, you're just as good doing either. They say there's a bigger. Oh, I was thinking this was a K. Darn it. Yeah, they're saying, like in terms of cost, skis are more because you just have more things to buy.
Yeah.
Because you need the boots, you need the bindings, you need the ski, you need the poles. Which you could use poles for snowshoeing too. But...
yeah.
And they say if you do use poles for snowshoeing, that it gives you an upper body workout. Which at first I was like, I don't know how much of a workout that would really be. But they say that it's, you know, quite a good arm workout if you do have poles.
Okay.
They also say it's better for your hands too, because I guess when your hands are kind of at your sides, like blood can kind of pool in your hands. Whereas if you're holding a pole, that doesn't really happen, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Man, we could have gotten all of them, and I did not mean to roll like that.
No, that's fine.
Okay, here we go. No!
Darn it. Okay, I just need to make sure I get to the other side. Now my plan is foolproof. You know, I just remembered, though, I had one more thing to say about The Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah? Okay, go for it.
Cass is here saying, "Hero, how's it going?" It's going good. Playing more in Donkey Kong Country 2, but we don't have our infinite stock of lives that we usually have, so we're kind of struggling a little bit. But yes, so Mandalorian in the season 1 finale, you know, like the head bad guy that wants the child.
Mm-hmm.
So I realized when I saw him, I was like, he looks so familiar, and I could not place where he was from. So of course I looked it up, and it turns out I knew him from 2 things. Mr. Farouk. I'll say Mr. F, like in Arrested Development. Hi,
Mr. F.
Well, no, I mean.
Oh, you're. Okay, it's a new person. I got
Mr. F works perfect. Good.
Hi, Mr. F.
But yeah. Hello, welcome to the stream.
Yes, welcome all.
Yes. So, did the guy look familiar to you when you watched it?
Yeah, but I didn't look it up.
So
yeah, I guess he didn't look familiar enough for me to be like, oh, I should look this up.
Well, so I think because, as I said, I knew him from 2 things, and one of the things you definitely watched, but the thing is, I remembered him from the other thing. So he was in 2 shows that I watched during college. Like, I'm gonna guess maybe like 2010 or no, maybe 2012-ish. I jumped too early. Oh man, this technique is not quite as foolproof as I thought.
Do you see they only have like this much space to live?
Yeah. Anyways, so the guy is in Once Upon a Time. He was the magic mirror.
Oh yeah, like I remember that.
Well, yeah, so the thing is, like, I looked up an image and I was like, oh yeah, okay, I guess I remember him from that. But what I really remembered him from was this show called Revolution, which I think it had 1, maybe 2 seasons.
I remember you saying you were watching it, because wasn't that the show where, like, the power goes out or something?
Exactly, yeah. And so the guy, he like leads a militia. So it's a very similar role where he's the bad guy and he's got power and stuff. And so I'm like, he seems so familiar. It's because it was his other role in Revolution. I was like, oh, good. I'm not making it up that he looks familiar. Because sometimes when I'm like, that person looks familiar, sometimes they're not in anything. And I'm like, well, I feel silly?
I do the same thing.
Or it's one of those things where it's like maybe just like a certain feature on their face like looks so similar to someone else, and it's like, oh, I was actually thinking of this other person.
Yeah, no, but you know, it's funny. So I'm rereading all the Hunger Games. Darn it, all the Hunger Games books, and we're watching the movies. And we were watching Catching Fire. I looked at Wiress, and I'm like, she looks so familiar.
Yeah, because she's in Get a Clue, right?
Don't say it. No, she is. Oh, no. I was gonna tell you like how I remembered it. Because
okay.
I didn't have to look it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I did just to confirm.
Right.
But,
yeah.
You know, Wiress, she keeps saying like tick tock like a clock kind of thing, and she's like just kind of crazy. But there's one point, because like, you know, when she meets up with Katniss and all the others, she, Beetee, and Joanna?
Yeah, Joanna.
Yeah. Somehow that just sounded wrong. But they had just like, you know, been through raining blood, so like they were all dirty and gross. And then there's this one part where Wiress is just like kind of trudging through water, and she just looks a wreck. And I'm like, that's what she's from, because she looks exactly the same. Because in Get a Clue, there's like at the end of the movie, she's just like all disheveled.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm like. Yes, that's her. And
for those of you, for those of you who don't know, Get a Clue is a Disney Channel original movie from like forever ago, and it's got Lindsay Lohan in it.
And Brenda Song,
of course. I forgot she was in it, actually. But yeah,
I did too until I was looking at the cast.
But yeah, so it's not a great movie, but I will say we watched it a number of times, and during the movie they say a, you know, pseudo fact where they say that, oh, if you eat an early dinner, then it's better for the digestive system. And I still hold that true. I say if you eat an early dinner, then it's better for you. I don't really know that it's true, but they said it in the movie, so. And Mr. F said that she peaked in that movie. Lindsay Lohan, I think.
Oh. No, I think she peaked. Ah, stupid guy. I hate him. I think she peaked in Mean Girls.
I would say that too. I did it.
You made it. You made it.
All right, new territory.
Yeah. I'm not gonna distract you.
Okay. You can keep talking. I just might not absorb it all. Oh my gosh, no.
Okay.
She's too slow. She's too slow. I had to, just, leapfrog over the porcupine. That was my bad. I wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
Okay, but my technique worked though that time. I did it.
I know, no, it did. So Mr. F is, they're asking where in the, oh no! We're in the Northeast, we are. So, we're in Buffalo. Good old Buffalo, New York. I went to Boston, oh, thanks for subscribing.
Oh, thank you.
I went to Boston in the fall because my husband and I did like a little mini road trip. We went out to Boston and then we went up to Maine. But yeah, it was fun. And I thought, we didn't do like downtown Boston. We didn't do any of the like really good stuff because, everything's closed because of COVID. But, yeah, my sister-in-law lives out there, so she's in Cambridge, so we went out to Cambridge.
Is that how you say it? I've been saying Cambridge all the... No, I say Cambridge. Never mind.
Yeah, Cambridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went there, and then we went to Maine, and, yeah, it was good. And Waitfish says, hi guys, gonna listen to your stream for a while.
Darn it. Okay.
Alright, well, we will just be here talking. Oh, we died again.
Yeah, I know. So the thing is, usually we have we'll get ourselves 100, at least 50 lives before we even start streaming so that we can just...
We've been doing 50 lately.
Yeah, so then we can just die all we want. Get the K? Where's the K?
It's on the right. There's a part where you can either choose to go in the middle, the left, or the right. Go to the right.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it's all the way to the right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that.
Do we like being twins?
Oh, darn it.
Oh, you messed it up.
I did mess it up. It'll be fine.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
Watch out for the thing.
What a rookie mistake. Oh my gosh.
It has its pros and cons, I'd say.
I would say now, it's good. Growing up and going to the same high school, I was not I was not really a fan, and I mean
oh, I didn't get the K.
You didn't
it doesn't matter. I died.
So I feel, oh sorry, that was my bad. I didn't want that there. So yeah, I would say it's a lot better now that we're out of school. But it's not even it was that bad. The thing that's nice is then I guess y'all always have a study buddy. And I mean, it's nice that you always have a built-in friend. I'm sorry. This time I'm not gonna get killed by this guy.
Good. Yeah, so in high school it was really annoying because we don't look that similar, but a lot of people just didn't even bother trying to tell the difference. And what killed me is sometimes I mean, our mom, she's a teacher too, but a lot of times our teachers couldn't tell us apart. But I mean, our friends could. Oh yeah, Mr. F says, and then they make a joke about it like it's a fun game. Yeah. Yeah, which one are you again? Right. Yeah, or they say oh, you're this one because you have this thing about you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've got a mole on my cheek. That was story of my life, It was just very annoying. It's like, oh, you can tell that this one's her because, you know, she's got this mole on her face. It's like, you know, that's fine. Like, I've come to terms with it. Yes, I've got like a billion moles. At the same time, I don't want everyone pointing them out all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, my two teeth are gapped in the middle, but I mean, at least nobody said like, oh, you're this one because of the teeth.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was so that part was really annoying. And then when we went to college, we didn't even consider going to the same college because
Yep. Yeah, we didn't want to go to the same
bother.
college.
Yeah, we're like, no, we gotta establish our own selves, which I think was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need a break from one another. Yeah, like we went to the Twin Festival in Twinsburg, Ohio, a couple times, and I know the first time at least we were talking to these identical twins, and they looked exactly the same. Like, I mean, we're identical, but these girls were like really
identical. Yeah.
And so they're like, oh yeah, like we went to the same college, we were roommates, and I'm like, why? No.
It really, like, because I know, like,
it made me die a little inside.
I know there were twins that like I met in college that it was the same situation where they were roommates, and I'm just like, don't you want to just like, you know, not like and not be like identified as a twin your whole life? Yeah. But yeah, so now it's kind of more like fun fact where like if I meet someone new, it's like, oh, I'm a twin. But now we actually work at the same location, so it's kind of
You told me it was fine.
It was fine. So the thing is, I got this job because I had worked for a few years in the private sector, and I was not a fan of like the hours and stuff. And like the job itself was like fine, but it's really just the fact that like they ask you to put in these ridiculous hours. I was like, I want out. So I got a job for New York State, and I absolutely loved it. And so Rice actually used to work for the state of Ohio. So I told her about it because she was working in the private sector at the time. And I was like, you know, working for the state is like pretty awesome. And so, and then they had an opening and she applied for it. And it was like way easier for her to get a job than it was for me, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, it was so easy.
So yeah, so then she got the job and she's like, are you sure it's okay that like, you know, we work in the same place? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And like, cause I was like, it's too good of a job. Like, it would just be mean if I said, no, only I can work here. So yeah, we work at the same place now. And I mean, we work on different floors of the building, like the same department for the state. Yeah, so we work on different floors, and we don't like.
I'm on the 5th. She's on the 2nd. Jump, run.
Got it. Is it gonna open? Okay. It's the end. We were so close before.
I figured we were.
Yeah.
So we both were.
We still
didn't unlock it.
Let's go save.
Oh, yeah. Let's save.
But we only have one coin.
We can, no, let's play the same level because there's a coin near the beginning.
Okay, then we can start select. Good idea.
Yeah.
So we both work for the New York State Department of Transportation. So Rice is a classic civil engineer, and she looks at like traffic and safety stuff. So like crash reports, people report like lots of crashes here and stuff. So then she makes a report.
My latest study, I was gonna suggest they put in a traffic signal, but instead my boss is like, what if we were to suggest a roundabout? And I'm like, that's so much better. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, why didn't you think of that?
Because I'm always afraid of suggesting something too radical. Because so when I worked at Ohio's DOT, like any radical idea got like immediately shot down.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so it's like I don't want to suggest something that's not gonna.
Nice. Start select.
So I'm like, I don't want to suggest something that's not gonna get done.
Yeah.
Or have them be like, we don't have the money for that.
Yeah. And Mr. F says it must be boring now in COVID with people not traveling. I mean, there's still plenty to do.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I just need to know that I'm not supposed to trust 2020 traffic counts.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna be wrong.
Yep, that's right. So my job's a little bit different because I'm in the environmental division. So I look at the really big projects. It's like environmental impact statements and like special projects that are very controversial. So I work on those and make sure we follow all the environmental laws and stuff. I'm still learning. There's so much to learn in this job. But I'm enjoying it. It's sometimes busy, sometimes really not busy. You know, it depends on the day.
Yeah, my job is generally very boring, but I
Do we have the K?
Going in.
I should not have gotten the K. Oh, it worked out.
Get the sword.
Working on
On
it.
guard.
What's over here?
Are you happy with the Keystone pipeline ending?
I am. Absolutely.
I actually am very ignorant on the thing, and I don't know anything about it.
Well, so the thing is with the Keystone pipeline, so it's to deliver natural gas, which, like,
yeah.
In hindsight, it's like, okay, maybe, you know, it might be better short term, like environmentally compared to like coal or oil and stuff. But at the same time, like, it does pollute, and you also have, oops, oh my gosh. Then also, it goes through Native American land, and that is a huge issue because, you know, you don't want to take away Native American lands. So, and honestly, like, the more we rely on natural gas, then it's going to be a slower transition for people to adopt clean energy. So, I'm glad with it ending.
Okay, so they're not doing it anymore?
Yeah, Biden, I think it was an executive order to stop the Keystone pipeline.
Good. Yeah, Mr. F says we gotta pull the Band-Aid off and just deal with it.
Yeah.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah. It's definitely tough, and like there are some days where I'm like super hopeful. I'm like, yeah, we can, you know, beat climate change. Then there's some days where I'm just like, oh my gosh, like we're doomed as a species. And honestly, we probably are still. But I mean, like, we'll live. We're just gonna kill everything. We already have killed so many things. Humans are the worst, honestly. But then at the same time, it's like I am a human, and that was just laziness on my part. But yeah, so I'm very excited with the new administration. Did you celebrate the inauguration at all, Rice?
No, I didn't. So, darn it.
I think does he run higher than Dixie does? Oops.
No, I think. Well, he does. But I think also like I'm supposed to duck and slide. Which I haven't been doing.
Oh my gosh! No! He's so scary. Oh my gosh.
Mr. F says same. I drink heavily.
Oops.
Wait, so Mr. F, so you're out in California? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So what do you do out in California? What are your hobbies? That's what I'm more interested in. You know, like everyone asks, what do you do?
Yeah, but it's like that doesn't define you.
What do you do for fun?
Well, so Mr. F moved out there this year. Earlier. Oops.
Data scientist and finance. It's all I am. It defines. It does not define you. I'm sure you do other things.
I should have gotten the. I should have gotten the N. It doesn't matter because I died anyways. But
wasn't it the G?
Oh, was it? I don't know.
I think it was the G. Yeah, it does not define you.
No.
Since it's finance, I'm just curious. Because I've recently become.
Sorry, I was gonna just.
With
yeah. She talks about her like
obsession.
her like podcast, her finance podcast. Is it finance or is it just investing?
One is about being. Oh, it wasn't worth it. So one I listen to is just like personal finance in general.
Why did I want that
and then
barrel?
the other one is more about the like financial independence, retire early, and like the different like tips and advice they recommend. I just find it all very fascinating because, as I've mentioned, my job is boring, so I don't plan to stay there forever. But I don't want to move anywhere else. I just want to stop
Oh
working.
my gosh. And Mr.
So
F says not to trust Wall Street bets on Reddit.
Oh no. Everyone in this community I listen to, they are all about index funds. So that's what I'm all about. But it's exciting because like before I didn't really have a plan for my finances. So like now, whenever I get like an extra windfall of money, I have a plan for what I'm going to do with it, which I think is pretty exciting. I'm just going to stop with the G.
Okay, that's fine.
Not worth it. Yep, financial literacy is a big deal. It is, and nobody, like, they don't teach you. Oh, how convenient.
I know, I'm hoping, okay, I guess we really want coins at this point, right?
Yeah, I guess. Nice. Yeah, they don't really teach you in school, and it's not like, I mean, I was never bad with money. Like, it's not like I...
Still no Funky. Where is Funky Kong?
I don't know. Yeah, it's not like I ever, like, you know, went into credit card debt or anything. Like, I was never bad with money, and I was always, like, pretty frugal, but just listening to these, it's just, like, it gives me a plan, because, like, I would just kind of, like, you know, spend as much as I felt like I would need to, and then whatever was left, I was like, well, I'll just put this in my little checking account and do nothing with it.
Yeah, that's what I did, too. And that's still kind of what I do. I do invest a little bit.
But it's exciting to like have a plan and be like, ooh, I'm gonna do this now, and then oh, now I'm gonna do this. So I was gonna just explore the platform and see if there's anything there.
I'll do that. What is this thing?
Nice.
We'll take that coin.
Yeah, we will.
We might need it to save later.
Starting early is a big deal. It is. So, like, some of the people on my podcast, like, because they have listener questions and, like, listeners call in. And, like, some of the people who are calling in, like, this one person called in and they're like, oh, I'm in college and I'm just about to graduate. And I'm like, oh, I wish I found all this stuff then. Not that we're old. We're still on the... So, like, so we are 29. I had to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Never too late. Yeah, they say, I mean, like, even if you're in your 40s, still better than when you're in your 60s. Mr. F is 39. Yeah, but you already know all the financial stuff. You're good. Yeah, my goal is to retire in my 40s, and I haven't set, like, a date in my, like, a year in my 40s, because I'm like, well, if it takes me longer than what I want it to, then, like, you know, say I'm 49 instead of like 42 when I retire, like, hey, still in my 40s. I figured give myself a decade to get it right, or to get there. So yeah, so we'll see if I actually make it. Otherwise, I feel like at the rate I'm like saving now, I'm hoping that even if the 40s doesn't work out, then hopefully 50s, you know. I just don't want to be like one of those old people who feels like I need to keep working forever. On the right track, you'll make it. Thanks. And I try and pass on some of this knowledge and wisdom to Cookie, so she's not nearly as...
It's just so boring. I just can't handle it. But I try. I still have though. I'm so mad about it. So, you know, the market crashed and stuff because of COVID.
Oh yeah, you did not invest?
No, so the trouble is that I wanted to transfer all of my money through my old job to my TD Ameritrade account. And then, but the thing is, they wouldn't do like a direct transfer. They said that I had to take the money out and then, you know, put it in TD Ameritrade. So like,
that's weird because
so the thing is,
that to me.
So the money is still out because I haven't invested it yet, because I was hoping the market was going to drop again in the fall, and then it didn't. And so so now it's just sitting there in my account, and it kind of kills me inside. But at the same time, like, I have tried to invest it, but then it's one of those things where you need to talk to someone to do it, because like I don't have the permission or something. I don't know, but
oh my gosh, I didn't realize. If I had known, I would have told you. Definitely get it in there.
No, I know. I wanted to get it in there, but it's just the fact that I find it so boring and I'm lazy. It's just been sitting there. And
so Mr. S says just try betterment.com. I'm gonna write it down.
Like, take all my money out of TD Ameritrade and put it in Betterment? What's so great about, oh, darn it. What's so great about Betterment?
I don't know what Betterment is.
It's simple, apparently.
It's a robo-advisor, very simple. Yeah, I had to, because I also have TD Ameritrade. So all of my podcasts are telling me Vanguard is the way to go, and I'm like, darn, I should have made a Vanguard account. But, so Mr. F puts money every check for his daughter's college. Nice. You don't have to pick any specific things. Oh, so they just pick for you?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you lay out your risk tolerance and goals, and they invest. Cheap too. Does it have, oh, life?
I know, but it's gone now. I was able to get one out of him, which is pretty sweet. So I was trying to get more, but I kind of blew it. I guess I can go back and see if he's still around. Oh, he's not giving lives anymore.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask what the fees are for it. Like, do they charge you, like, per transaction or anything?
I just blew it.
Try.
I thought maybe it was like some secret bonus game. Okay. Whatever. I'll take the bananas.
Yeah, and then, so the thing is, like, so with 2020, there's Funky. About time. I'm gonna still save though, unless you think we should do Funky.
No, just do Funky and we'll go get our lives.
Okay. But look, all of these Dixie levels, Dixie.
I feel like, you know, I haven't been doing all the work. You definitely are pulling your fair share, so don't worry about that.
Well, I feel like the last 2 levels were all you. No minimum and 0.25% fees, so very, very reasonable. Yeah, that is pretty good. Because, yeah, when I first started investing back in, like, 2018, I had no clue what I was doing, and I picked these things that they weren't, like, outrageous fees, but it was, like, because I was looking at mutual funds, and I picked mutual funds that had, like, anywhere from 0.65 to 0.8% fees or gross expense ratios, and now I'm like, oh, those are way too high. So I've now moved everything, but now I'm afraid, because I moved them all this year, and I'm afraid they're gonna get hammered in my taxes. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, more money, more problems. That's right. Oh, I wanted to tell you that I finally got around to donating my my stimulus money, my second round of stimulus money.
Oh, so where'd you donate it?
So I donated it to 3 different things.
Oh, I want to tell you, so for mine, because like, since I just said, you know, I got rid of all those investments that had the higher expense ratios, and I'm afraid I'm gonna get hammered in my taxes. So I kept all of my stimulus money to myself. Depending on what taxes due, if taxes are fine, then I'm gonna donate it. If it turns out I owe a lot of money, then I'm going to keep it.
Okay. Well, so I donated some of the money to the food bank. I donated some money to, gosh, I can't think of what it's called. It makes me so mad. You know, there's like chapters throughout the country, I think, and like this is the one for
the Red Cross.
No, it's like you used to donate money to it. It's an organization where like this is the like Buffalo and Erie County chapter.
The library.
No, it's not the library. It's like an organization that donates money to like other organizations to help them.
United Way?
Yes, thank you, the United Way. So I donated like, you know, some money there, and I also donated money to a fund that goes towards local businesses to help them stay open, which in my mind, I was like, you know, then that helps people keep jobs so that they don't need the food bank. In hindsight, I wish like I divvied out the money differently. But all the same, I'm like, at least it's going to something. Because I don't need it. I have a job.
Yeah,
are we both
Mr. F,
philanthropic? I would say so.
I mean, say we're fair, like
within reason. Like, I feel like we don't really volunteer as much as we probably should.
That was something I wanted to change for this year, but with COVID, I'm like, I'm still not comfortable volunteering. But like every month I have it set up as an automatic donation so I don't forget to donate. And also it's like partly because, so like, you know, colleges and universities always ask for money, and I always get tired of like being like, oh, I guess I should donate. So like I set up a monthly donation for both Cornell and UB for Buffalo, not Boston. But it's not like even a big donation, but it's just so that like I don't have to be like, oh, the 1 month a year I'm gonna donate like, you know, this sum of money. It's so that I don't ever have to do that, because I'm like, oh well, I donate to you year round, so I'm not gonna donate to you.
I haven't donated
to the library.
I still need to donate to the library. I've been saying it for forever.
I love the library.
I know, and actually I meant to send some of the stimulus money there, and I forgot. The thing is, I even told Argus, I was like, I'm probably forgetting something with donating, and so the library was exactly what I forgot. But,
so what is the Barstool Fund?
Is it for like small businesses? That's my assumption, maybe for like small restaurants and stuff.
The Barstool Fund. To support small businesses.
Whatever.
Nice. Yeah, restaurants and bars. Yeah, so I was gonna say, with the whole volunteering thing, so the thing is, like, I signed up to be a virtual volunteer to help people with their taxes. And I was like really excited about it. And I got an email back like pretty soon after saying like, oh, you know, thanks for sending this, someone will be in touch soon. And then when someone finally got in touch with me, there was one day where they're like, oh, do you actually have time now? But I didn't see that email until the next day. So then my dog is fascinated by her shadow. Sorry. I think we might have enough lives, because
I think so too, you know, but we should definitely save. Yeah.
Oh, save here.
And Mr. F wants you to do his taxes.
It's supposed to help, like, you know, the people who can't afford to have a tax professional do it, and who maybe don't know how to do it themselves. So so I'm supposed to go through a training, and they haven't set that up yet. And I'm like, well, it's gonna have to be kind of soon because tech season's right around the corner. Yeah,
Yeah, not if you're lazy.
Yeah. I thought that could be a good way to help people locally, but yeah, I haven't been able to actually get on that. I was also thinking about setting up, like, I didn't know that was coming, a volunteer application for the library, because as I said, I love the library. I thought it'd be cool to volunteer there. I was also considering being a volunteer for Habitat, partially so that I can
I'm really bad at this level.
That's okay. But partially so I can get more, like, what's the word? Like, be more hands-on with my house. Like, learn more about how houses are built so that I can improve my own.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess it has somewhat selfish.
But still, you're still helping other people.
Yeah. But so that's like the one that I'm really considering, but I want to definitely wait on that until, definitely want to wait on that until COVID's done or until I'm vaccinated.
Yeah.
Whichever.
Yeah, and I had signed up to do.
I've said always think about yourself. Unbelievable.
I had signed up. Oh, hi Zapper. I signed up to do like Big Brother, Big Sister for volunteering, but it takes forever to, oh my gosh, I'm like so bad at this timing thing. So like it took me forever to like, I'm still like in the process of being matched with someone. Like I was told about like a potential kid that could be a good match for me. But I haven't, because I think I signed up, I don't know, maybe during the summer. Apparently the process can take about a year. So, so yeah, I was told about someone that's potential, and then they're like, oh, we've got to talk to the family and then we'll get back to you. And I have not heard anything. So I'm just waiting. But yeah, we'll see.
Oh my gosh.
It's all right. You're still alive. Oh, no. I don't think we can recover from this.
Oh, this level.
Okay. I know. I feel like last time we played this game, we died so many times on this level.
Good thing we got all those lives, huh?
Yeah.
Zapper says almost to the end. What's next? Great question.
That is a good question.
I saw Donkey Kong Country 3 is on Switch Online.
Yeah, I did see that. Why can't I get that second? I
don't know.
I don't know either. Well, so I actually, Rice, I talked to Argus about it, and he thinks that we could probably play Super Mario Bros. Wii if we wanted to. We could probably get that set up.
We don't have it though.
Just as an option. He thinks that it's possible. If Argus thinks it's possible, then I think it's worth looking into.
Like using your copy?
I don't know how it would work. I would assume so, but I don't know. Argus is my husband. He is our tech guy, so he's in charge of everything with our setup, pretty much. No, it's like Argus. I think it's ARRGHUS. It's a
boss in Super Metroid, right?
No, in it's a boss in A Link to the Past. Yeah. That's what he's named for. What he named himself for.
No.
Yes, Argus like that.
I made some pretty good progress, but unfortunately I still didn't get halfway.
Yeah. It's alright, I'm sure I'll just die at my usual spot. I'm gonna try so hard not to.
Mr. F thought that his real name and you were having trouble spelling it.
Oh no.
Or that's his real name. No.
But look at that! I got past the spot I always die at.
Yeah, you did, but you missed the K. That's okay though.
Yeah, why do we need the K? We don't need it. Oh shoot.
Yeah, it says A. There's another spot up here where you have to do it too.
Oh,
Oh, you have it.
I just assumed that I must have lost it at some point. I'm like, oh gosh, I need to get the second one. That's a shame. I was doing pretty good.
Yeah, you were.
No, we only use code names. My name isn't really Cookie. Her name isn't really Rice.
No, but I mean, Rice could be a real name.
It could be a real name.
And Beethoven's second. Remember that girl's name is Rice?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Mr. F just thought our parents were really creative.
No. Darn. Yeah, we're actually named, so like this Rice, our code names anyways, are like our favorite desserts. I love rice pudding. You know, I should really work on finding a recipe that I like so I can
You
make my own
should.
rice pudding.
Yeah, you should.
So I have a recipe, I just haven't made it in a long time. Because like I generally don't make many desserts. But
Darn it.
oh, your spot.
I know.
Yeah, so mine's rice pudding and cookies is like, it's for cookie cake, isn't it?
It's for cookie cake, but really I just love cookies also, so
Yeah. I mean, but chocolate chip cookie cake is like really phenomenal.
it's so good, especially when you've got like, because honestly, it's just putting frosting on a cookie, a chocolate chip cookie. Like, what's not to enjoy about that?
It's like the extra thick, doughy cookie.
Yeah, yeah. Which honestly, it's been a long time since I've made cookie cake.
Our sister has a really good recipe. Oh, we have an older sister and an older brother.
Yeah.
No, I messed up that last jump.
And our older sister is like, to me, like, you know, she's the baker that like I try to like strive to be. But at the same time, I feel like sometimes maybe I bake more than she does. It's like one of those things where I feel like I'm never gonna be as good as her, but at the same time, I'm doing a lot more than what she is. That might be not true, but sometimes it feels that way.
Yeah, I feel like she could be like Mary Poppins, like practically perfect in every way.
Yeah. She makes all the... Oops, I didn't like that. Oh, well.
We need halfway. We need to get to the halfway point.
I would love to get halfway.
Really beat this level, you know.
I mean, this level is always the worst.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Oh, and I was gonna
we'll
say
get it eventually.
Before COVID, we were streaming in person.
Yeah, we usually stream together. So that we're just on one camera, and then we have more space for chat dialogue.
Yeah.
But sometimes me and Argus will play games together. We are currently playing Ocarina of Time. And so the thing is, we kind of play it together in that, like, I'm playing, you know, the regular version, and he's playing, like, Master Quest or whatever it's called. So his dungeons are a little bit different. But yeah, because we had just played Super Mario 64. So sometimes, like, we'll be playing together, and it's not remote. I feel like this works pretty well as far as, like, I mean, it's not the same as being together in person, but, you know, who wants to risk COVID, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier for me because I had been driving to Cookie's apartment, which, like, She lives 15 minutes away. So it's like really not too bad, but it's just like...
Wrong way, go left.
It's enough of an inconvenience that, you know, it's...
Oh no.
Oh no!
Okay, well, if I didn't go right, maybe I could have survived, so go left.
If I ever make it that far, we'll see.
Yeah. Still didn't find the halfway point, though. I must have been really close.
Yeah, you must have been.
Yeah. And Zapper says Rice did all that every week just for the stream.
Yeah.
Well, that was...
I mean, not since COVID, but...
Well, no, because before
well,
COVID,
actually,
you just came over after work. I'm sorry, I missed your explanation because I was really focused.
No! This sucks. Yeah, so, no, there were a couple times where, when I was at my last job, I was holding Y. So like when I was at my last job, I would...
That's right, I forgot about...
I would leave work, come home, change, and then I don't know if I exercised too. And I ate here. I ate at home before going over to your place. No.
That spot is the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, so my last job, I definitely went to work, came home, ate, went over to Cookies, and then we streamed. And then I would drive home afterwards.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
But now that we both work downtown, well, whoa, what?
Yikes.
So now that we're both downtown, after work, I just go over to Cookie's apartment because it's on the way.
Yeah.
And then I hang out there for a couple hours, we stream, and then I drive home at night.
Yeah,
so like that one doesn't add as much miles to my car, which is nice.
But also, there was like a good year where I would go over to, it was before we started streaming, but it was kind of like how we hatched the idea for streaming, where I would go over to your house once a week for dinner, and we would usually play video games too, but that was like a year, and again, it was, you know, driving out of my way, Was that every week? I think so. I might be wrong, but
because I mean, I know we've had other people over every week, but I don't think you guys were every week.
We were. Now that I'm thinking about it, we definitely were. Oh no.
Okay, I guess I just don't remember.
Whew.
And you don't have to get as long of a charge. I mean, you still want to time it with the bees, but you don't have to go that long.
No, but sometimes I wasn't going... What am I doing? I didn't get the, you know, good jump.
You were doing really well.
Yeah. But yeah, it definitely... I know we... and we thought we had enough. Yeah, it definitely was once a week because I think it was on Wednesdays, because I think on Tuesdays you met up with your other friend and you guys did yoga together. And then I think on Wednesdays, maybe that's when I came over.
I feel like we didn't do 2 nights in a row of having people over, but maybe we did.
I know for sure, like, your weeks were always really busy, and you're like, yeah, but that means that, you know, for your weekends, you're not like trying to cram everything in on the weekend, because it's like, I've been seeing people all week long.
Yeah, I remember that, but I just don't remember having to cook extra food 2 days in a row. Is more what it is.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But anyways.
Oh my gosh.
I just know that you're doing a whole lot better on this level than me.
Which is crazy because I'm timing things really, you know, roughly. But I feel like you can push the jump button like way before you have to and just hold it and it works out. I think I noticed that maybe last time I did it.
This last jump is the jump that I am just, like, doing so bad with.
It was worth a shot.
Yeah. Too bad I didn't get that clump of bananas before I died. Maybe that's what I should do next time if I die there. Just try and get all the bananas I can.
Well, I'm not gonna die from these guys this time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Well, I was experimenting with the jump thing, and yeah, if you press the jump button like way beforehand and just hold it, it like works fine. So you don't, it's not even like that precise of a, you know, button push apparently. It's all right, it happens, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to just stop with my experimenting because it's just getting me killed, so. Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize you were still experimenting.
Oh, yeah, you know. Just trying to figure out how it works.
Alright, here we go.
Oh, yeah, I meant to tell you.
Oh, you go.
On Wednesday, yesterday? That was yesterday? Inauguration day? Yeah. So to celebrate, Argus wanted pizza, so he got pizza. And I was like, well, I don't want pizza because, you know, it's not my favorite food and I don't want to eat it all the time like Argus does.
You know what? We made pizza last night from scratch.
Oh, really?
Pizza town thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I got myself some Indian food and...
Nice. Oh no!
See, that's why I've been charging for forever because I had been, you know...
You're right!
You have to charge forever. Yeah, so I got Indian just because, like, I love it and Argus doesn't. So then I was like, well, if he's getting pizza, I can get Indian. But also, I didn't even think that it also worked and that the vice president is half Indian. So I'm like celebrating her also. So...
Though I always forget, it is Indian, right? Not Native American?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I didn't watch the inauguration, which I should have, probably.
I mean, not like a ton happened. There's just like a lot of musical performances, which, you know, I don't really care so much about. Yeah, like America the Beautiful, the national anthem. There's another one too, you know.
Yeah.
I did not want to do that. Oh my gosh, no. Oh my gosh, I was like in such a panic mode, you know, because I was finally somewhere new and I was like, don't mess this up, and then messed it up. And Wavepush is back from her walk. She's listening to us on the walk, but then her phone decided to not play the stream anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll happen, but it's all right. You haven't really missed much, I don't think. We've just been doing a lot of dying. Level. Yeah, we've been playing this level a lot and dying, so we're working on it.
No, if you don't get any good jumps there, it's impossible.
Yeah, you have to get a good jump in there. I highly recommend, you know, just making sure you press the button super early and hold on to it, because that's been working for me, which it's really an epiphany. We've played through this game quite a few times now, and to only just realize this now.
Yeah, this level, really annoying.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the weekend because I'm just really pumped to go cross country skiing.
Yeah.
see how it goes. Like, now that we finally have snow, because this has been, like, the most disappointing. Like, usually I'm okay if there's no snow because I'm not trying to embrace winter like I am now.
Right.
But now that I actually want to get out there in the snow, it hasn't been cooperating, except for now. So, gonna try it out, see how it goes. Yeah, do you have any good plans, Cookie?
Oh gosh. I can't right now.
Okay, nope, that's fine. How about Wayfish or Zapper? Do you guys have anything that you're looking to do this weekend? Oh, also, I'm hoping to watch Mockingjay Part 1.
Darn it!
Because...
Oh my gosh.
I've been watching Mockingjay Part 1 because I've read through half of the book, so I'm hoping that that's where the movie stops too. So embracing the winter has not been going great because this winter has been so mild. It's like, well, if I wanted a mild winter, I'd live somewhere like Maryland or something. You know, oh my gosh.
Isn't that the worst?
Yeah. Because, you know, like, we live somewhere that does get snow, so it's like, you know, if you're gonna embrace the winter, you gotta do the snow sports. But, yeah, it just hasn't been snowing, and, like, even here at my house, I have no snow. But down, like, half an hour south, they have, like...
2 feet.
You know, they have 2 feet, or at least 6 inches, so... So yeah, but I'm going cross-country skiing this weekend, and I'm pretty pumped, so we'll see how it goes. And I'll really get to embrace winter, and I'm going to make some hot cocoa, and we bought some packaged stroopwafels that we're going to have with the cocoa, because we made them into stocking stuffers for Christmas. And Zapper says, I bought a signed mystery puck that I get to pick up tomorrow. Small chance that I win a jersey with it. That's cool. For which team?
That's pretty fun.
And Wayfish says she's curious, what's my definition of mild? Like, no snow. So I guess I'd say, like, maybe 40s would be a mild winter. Compared to, like, what we're used to.
Yeah, I will say we have, like, where I live, there's, like, a dusting of snow. Which actually by now is probably mostly melted. But the thing is, like, we do get snow, but, like, I just remember 2014 was a crazy year. Because, like, the snow just kept coming and it never got warm enough for anything to melt, so it just kept piling up and up. So, like, to me, that was, like, you know, that was a pretty harsh winter. Probably the, like, harshest one that I can remember.
Me too.
But, I mean, like, the past couple years, the winters have been, like, really mild.
Oh, and Zapper says Anaheim Ducks. Nice. We have the Sabres near us. I've been to a couple games because CU Tigers, his work, they used to have a box at the arena, so we went to a couple games, and that was really awesome because we were, like, center ice, and we had food catered, so we just got to eat a whole bunch of free food. So that was cool. But then he stopped working there and got a new job, so then we weren't able to go.
I see. I didn't realize, oh shoot, that they had a box. That's cool. I've always wanted to, like, I'm not even like a huge sports fan, but I feel like it'd be really cool to just be in one of the boxes.
No, it is. Because, like, you have really good seats. You have a good view, you have, like, yeah, the food. Yeah, it was
That's
fun.
our last life.
Oh, was it? Ah, bummer.
I know.
I guess the stream's done too, huh? Wayfish says she's not sure what she's doing this weekend, just playing more Assassin's Creed. And she's been playing a lot of that. And she says 40s is a decent definition of mild. Yeah, I think so. Free Food Lucky. Sabres traded for a Dex player about a year ago. I'm still bummed he left. Huh. If I ever happen to see a Sabres game, I will have to look for Montour?
I see. It's like Mountain Tour. Montour.
Montour.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's like how people in the Northeast say tour instead of a tour. So maybe it's Montour.
Oh, it's Montour. Typo.
Oh, not Montour. Okay. Montour.
Montour, yeah. Which we still might be saying it wrong, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was gonna say for my weekend plans, I don't really think I have anything. I might go snowshoeing, but that's it.
Yeah, I asked our brother if he wanted to go cross-country skiing / snowshoeing too, and he's like, well, then I wouldn't get to see you, because I'm thinking he was only looking at the snowshoeing instead of cross-country skiing. And I was like, well, yeah, if you went snowshoeing, you probably wouldn't see me.
Yeah.
So he seemed like a no. But I'm excited to go cross-country skiing. I will let you all know how it goes on Tuesday.
All right, sounds good.
With my cocoa and stroop waffle. So
yeah.
Yeah, so everyone have a nice weekend, and we'll see you Tuesday.
Yep, and I think me and Argus might stream on Saturday too, so that's a maybe, but yeah, but definitely Tuesday for me and Rice. All right, thanks for watching.
All right, bye.
Bye.